Alright, so I've pulled away a little bit now in the composition, and just because I did quite a bit of drawing really zoomed in with not even looking at this, and I just want to make sure that I stay in sync. And let me just put this little sheet of paper over here as well. I'm going to use a bridge and the paper so I don't smudge. Pretty much I want to think of my perspective lines, and I'm also looking at my study. So I've made the decision on the break that I'm going to keep this section a little bit more tree, okay, and then because this is more mid-ground, I think it would be weird if there was the fence and then all of a sudden like distant blue mountains. So this would be a little bit more tree green foliage, and then when we get over here there'd still be some tree green foliage stuff. However, you know, there would be these like little circles if this was a paint-in where you'd see some of that blue purple kind of showing through. And the other thing that I want to establish in the drawing is this perspective line coming on down. I want to establish that and have her head crop that perfectly. The cropping of this stuff is like really key. So I'm basically, I should have taped back up, I'm turning to look at it. Just want to make sure that I stay true to this stuff. Now, let's lose her arm. There's actually another building right back there that I didn't even see. Now I see it. Okay, so get in this perspective. Now I would transfer it to the rolling hills. But you just want to pull back every now and again. I mean, it's fine and dandy what I was doing, trying to prevent myself from smudging. But, you know, use the bridge. Again, I've got the bridge over here. It's just a piece of wood. I put it up there. I'm really not using it as much as I should. And so remember, this is your area of light. And yes, we want to have some detail there, but we just don't want to have too much detail. Since I'm going so lightly with my pencil, a lot of this is going to pull up quite nicely with the kneaded eraser. So I'm just feathering in lots of soft edges. Landscapes there's no major hard stuff like on grass. You've got to have it all nice and soft. I know that this isn't too exciting right now, but I just got to show you how I'm feathering this. And let's... oh, that's what that is. It's a little geese behind her arm. Okay, so just stay in sync, and I'll block in this tree. Now this tree, I'm going to block it in softly first. This is an important tree. I like it where it is, but it's going to be lighter than that one because I just want it to go a little bit further behind her. We got to make sure it's not growing out of her shoulder. And I forgot about these trees over here. There's a lot of foliage over here. Her hair is losing an edge. I might cheat and make this side of her hair a little bit lighter than what it is in real life. So pull back. See, I'm holding my pencil way back here. You know, don't get too tunnel visioned and just keep getting ultra close up. You know, you got to pull back. This holds true for your paintings as well. You know, when you get focused in on like a little section, you can do that with this technique that I'm teaching you, but even still, you want to pull back and just make sure that everything is starting to work together. And I'm just trying to get the movement of these trees. Very organic. So I am using a little bit of figure drawing stuff right now. I'm doing a little bit of continuous line. Trying to get some of these trees in the background to be a little less straight and really trying to exaggerate all of their unique like little curves and the way that they grew and bends and cool stuff like that. Now these tree trunks, when I projected this, I didn't take into consideration that that's where I was going to have that area open. So that is going to be a royal pain in the butt to erase that now, 20/20 hindsight. But hopefully they'll come out pretty good. So just lay this stuff. When you're doing your own landscape drawing, lay this stuff in. Now, I want to hear some feedback from you guys because, you know, I'm doing this for you guys, and people have asked me to do something besides figure drawing. They've wanted to see me do like landscape stuff. How much of this do you want to see? Do you want to see me film this whole thing? I don't know. I would say I don't think so, but you know, if some of you guys want that, I'll film as much of this process as I possibly can. I'm not going to be able to film it all just because there's going to be just way too many pages of video, and most of you guys probably wouldn't even have time to watch it all anyway. So like I said, I'm trying to film the most important parts, but I still could kind of bring it on down and make it go really shorter, or I can make it a little bit of a longer tutorial. So now you guys can see that I'm putting in my tree trunks before the leaves. So that's like another little thing that I like to do, and I think you might want to incorporate that too. I just think it's easier, you know, to do that because then you can overlay. I'm not going to do it ultra black. You can see over here I left that top of that tree out. But since these are going into the background, I'm doing them a little bit lighter, and I'm going to build up. And probably off camera I'll just plan out a little bit of how I want the leaves to go in this section. But over here I'm probably going to copy the leaves as I see them, and I'm already starting to do that. I'm just going to block in, and the leaves are just that thing where you got to leave those little negative space holes. I'm dying to put on my glasses. I'm drawing out my glasses. My eyes are freaking out right now. Those little negative space holes are what is going to give your leaves like that character. So you got to start somewhere, and I'm starting to block in these leaves and get in the rest of this tree trunk. This is all going to go to these leaves. And I think it's important when you're doing your projection to project some of the little negative spaces. I started to do that. Now I'm never going to sit here and copy each negative space perfectly. You kind of got to just feel that out. But I'm probably going to post what I've filmed today. I'll probably try to do my best to get it up on the website soon. So I want to hear feedback. If anyone actually gets to the end of this video, I want to hear feedback from you guys. Do you want me to continue with a lot of this on the camera? Would you rather me photograph it every step of the way, which I am doing, but would you like to see more of that? Okay, so let's get in the darks. Let's just get in the middle tone. Yeah, I'm going to have to pull back now, and I got to tape up once again my whole value study thing to make sure that I stay true to that. Now, before we do that, let's just get in the treetops. These treetops, you've got to give them like the character. I'm really paying attention. They're going to be really soft. I'm really looking at the treetops that I see in my photo. Because the edge is going to make this have its character. Same thing over here. Okay, I'm going to work on this a little bit off camera, but you can see how I'm starting to block this in.